Alright folks, this is the Brewing Academy again. Customer sent us their Atari 800 to have an Incognito installed. So that's what we did. So the Incognito sits inside of the 800. This customer's in. And all of the boards are removed except for the personality board in the back here. This is the Incognito here. It takes a compact flash card. Cartridges still work. You can use a loader. Spartados X is preset on it. This customer wanted me to alter the LED so that it could be a disc swap button. Just standard connections. I've got the AC adapter that we sell here for 1050s and XF551s and 400s and 800s set up. So, as usual, I've got one of my compact flash cards from the XEL. Just going to put this back on here like this. And then let's just power it up here. Okay, Incognito, like normal. And there's no VBXE, obviously. Okay. Boots like normal. Spartados is set. It's copying Sparta Commander over. I like Sparta Commander. It's an easy way to copy a lot of files. It's a pseudo graphical interface. It's text-based, but it's graphical. It's not really a word, but we'll go with it anyways. So on the Incognito, see on the XLXE, you would do help and system reset, but help doesn't exist here, so we're going to do what's known as the Atari button or the inverse key on the XLXEs and hit reset. That gets us into the Incognito BIOS. Now, the real cool thing about the Incognito and why it really is a fuller solution, a more full solution than the Ultimate 1 meg and the XLXEs is that you can do both on this system. So it's set up right now to be an XLXE, but you can change that to Colleen, which is 800 mode. You can set the different memories. You can run Spartados X on 800, which you couldn't before, right? So all of these things really give you a lot of flexibility to do different things on, which is the most robust system in terms of, beef and the keyboard, except when these get old they tend to lose keys, but this really works. And so controls the port B, because that's where memory access on the XLXE is. You've got a hard drive set up. Now, as with all of my systems, I set the boot drive as D5 because that is, in my mind, logically the most likely hard drive setting, because people have floppies 1 through 4, and that was the default. If you had a physical floppy drive, it was D1, D2, D3, D4, A, B, C, D. But since you've got a hard drive now, D5 is your boot drive, so it looks for their ATR swap button is set up. I like the noise to happen whenever it's accessing a drive. Change it back if you don't. This tells you what's going on here. There's no stereo. I'm supposing you could put a stereo in an 800, but yeah, you could do it. BIOS menu, of course, the Atari logo. I disable the joystick port because a lot of times I have things on the joystick port. This is not disabling the joystick. It's disabling the use of the joystick to navigate this BIOS screen. Okay? Now, all of these keys in the brackets can be hit at any time on any screen in the BIOS to do what it says there. So what we're going to do is we're going to press loader and we're going to save changes. And the loader gets you access to your FAT32 partitions, your FAT16 partitions. It lets you load ATRs or XEX files. What I'm going to do is going to load the Passamonteras map, which is a 2-disc demo. And what this does is it allows me to demonstrate that the disk swap button works. So I'm going to press enter here. Oh, I sure do need to take the cartridge out. Okay. Okay, let's get into this L loader. Okay. Okay, I'm going to press start. Also, you can't really see it. Okay, now I'm going to press this button. Okay, see, if I press start right now, it's like, no, you didn't put a disk in there. So I'm going to press this button right here. Bam. And then press enter. It's going to start loading. And you can see the red there, that's the disk drive access button. So it demonstrates when drive access is going. Okay, again, it's just a silly little demo. It's nice, but it demonstrates that that function is working and working properly. From my mistake, we also know that the cartridge port is working. Let's put in a FujiNet and put it into the SIO port. Now, you should run an external power supply with the 800 and the FujiNet, because the 800 actually boots up faster than the FujiNet can grab a hold of the system. However, there's a workaround. If you hold start while you're booting, it's going to, then you should be able to hit reset. And I didn't turn off. Okay. Well, first I have to turn off Spartados because it's going to grab a hold of the system. And then I'm going to press boot. It would help if I did this. Start. Okay, now press reset. FujiNet grabs a hold. That's the high-speed I/O booting. Et voila. So, by the way, the Brewing Academy has its own TNFS server. So if you want some files and stuff, DNFS server is obviously not working right now. Oh, no, there we go. Alright. So it is www.thebrewingacademy, all one word, .org. We've got .net and .com, obviously, but .org is the TNFS server. So if you've got a FujiNet and you want to log in, there you go. Alright, so what have we done? We've demonstrated that the Incognito works, the cartridge port works, stock SIO works, the loader works, the disk swap button works. The 800 was damaged prior to shipment, so we put a little glue in here, kind of waiting for it to set. I might get a light buffer, but it really took a hammer there, and I was more concerned that the structure wouldn't hold. So maybe take a buff. I might just leave it like it is, because since there's a nice texture on these 800s, if I take a sandpaper to it, it's going to take that off, and I think it'll look worse. All right. Well, to the customer that ordered this, hope you enjoy it, and to anybody else that's listening, I hope you learned something, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.